Alright, today's episode we're going to talk about a new mini-series released from DC Comics that came out just a couple of weeks ago, and that is DCeased. What if superheroes and zombies cross paths? I don't think this is a new concept at all, but let's talk about it. Let's do this. Okay, so DCeased is a new miniseries written by Tom Taylor. Now, I've just got to tell you a quick story about Tom Taylor. So, just about a month ago, I was at at Supernova, which is a convention here down in Melbourne, Australia. I went and was very excited to go get my Spider-Man comics signed by Nick Spencer. Now, Nick Spencer obviously writes the current Amazing Spider-Man series. I rocked up and there was no line for Nick Spencer whatsoever. There was a massive line for the guy right next to him at the table, who was Tom Taylor. And at the time I was like, I don't know you. Turns out I have lots of Batman comics written by Tom Taylor, and I did not get him to sign anything because I am a noob. So I'm not going to do my usual thing where I tell you all about every single little detail that happened in this story. I'm just going to tell you the gist of it. The story starts off with the Justice League, and they have just defeated Darkseid. And I'm talking like everybody's there. Like, it's not just Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. It's like the Flash is there, Nightwing's there, Green Arrow's there, Black Canary's there. I think that Black Lightning, is that his name? He was even there. So they've just whooped Darkseid's ass, and it's like, mate, time to go home. And Darkseid is just like, okay, I got what I needed. I got what I came for anyway. So turns out Darkseid is searching for the anti-life equation. Now, I don't know if that's like from like a DC thing from the past or anything, if that's a known thing. To me, it's new. I'm just like, what the fuck is the anti-life equation, right? So anyway, Darkseid has half of the anti-life equation. Now, the other half of the anti-life equation, he finds out, is inside Cyborg, who is actually captured back on, I think, his planet, back on his planet. Now, to get the equation out of Cyborg, Darkseid's little helper, I can't remember his name, is just like, Cyborg might die if we try to get the equation out of him, and if he dies, the equation's gone. So they summon some guy called Black Racer. I don't know if he's a very well-known character or not, but to me, I'm like, who the fuck's this guy? He's like meant to be Death or something like that. They rip off Cyborg's arm, and they basically replace his arm, I think, with like Black Racer's arm. I believe that's what's going on, to try to keep Cyborg alive, and that's where the anti-life equation gets corrupted. And I think that pretty much makes people turn to zombies. Like, there's basically a new equation. Darkseid gets all fucked up. I think he starts tearing his fucking brain out or some shit like that. And Cyborg gets dumped back on Earth. Now, as soon as Cyborg gets dumped back on Earth, what happens? His system goes online, and this corrupted anti-life equation basically gets uploaded to the internet, where it spreads like wildfire over social media. And I think that people get infected just by looking at the equation. So people start sharing it, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's going everywhere, and people are basically getting infected from this anti-life equation, which I believe just turns them into zombies. I think that's what's happening in this story. Now, I'm not going to give away too much of the story like I always do. I'll let you guys find out the juicy parts in there. But I did enjoy the story. There's a cool little scene with Damian Wayne and John Kent. Now, I've never really read anything with those two kids in it, but every time, the few things I have read, they're generally pretty young. They seem like they're teenagers in this. They look a lot older than I'm used to seeing them. But cool little interaction of them playing video games at Lois Lane's place, or Clark and Lois's place. And then later in the story, some key characters get infected with this virus, turning them into zombies. But I'm not going to tell you who those guys are. But look, the art in this book was interesting for me. I'm not saying it was bad by any stretch, but it just wasn't really for me. The art had some panels that looked really good, but overall, I don't know, I just wasn't digging on the art that much. It wasn't bad at all, like I said. Like, I've seen some much worse art. I just wasn't really feeling it that much, but there are some panels that really do look great. In fact, let me show you some of the covers I got. So you've obviously just got the standard DCeased cover. You've got this nice little variant of, I don't know who did the art, I really should have looked that up, but hey, Batman turning into a zombie, it looks like. Or maybe it's the Joker underneath there, I don't know. But look at this beautiful cover. I believe they're releasing these movie variants. This first one is obviously a tribute to It, Stephen King's It, where it shows basically the Joker as It, handing a red balloon to what is most likely Jason Todd. If you're more noobia than me, the Joker obviously killed Jason Todd. Jason Todd is the second Robin, and eventually Jason Todd basically comes back as Red Hood. I believe issue 2, the movie variant, is going to be a takeoff of one of the Nightmare on Elm Street covers. So I'm really looking forward to collecting these movie covers. In fact, I'll probably just buy all the variants for this series. Yeah, look, the story for me was actually quite entertaining, but the cliffhanger at the end really had me hooked. I was just like, bravo, you got me now, right? Because I have to know what happens now after the cliffhanger at the end there. And that's all I really got to say about DCeased. I was just going to make a short one today just because I did want to talk about it. If you want to find out what happens at the end, go read it for yourself or just Google what happens at the end, I don't care. Now before I go, just a quick plug for what I'm going to release another video hopefully before the end of this week where I'm going to build something that's Marvel related. I know I'm always talking about DC, but we've been talking about Marvel lately because of all the Avengers movies. I'm going to be building something Marvel related. I'm hoping it's going to be a really cool video, so subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date with that. Hopefully we'll have it out by the end of the week. Anyway, nice short and quick one today. Hope you enjoyed it, and till next time, keep it simple.